I'm Stephanie Levinskas, and I am the Director of Organizational Change Management for the Heico Companies. The Heico Companies is a holding company based out of Chicago. We have 4 distinct groups with various different operating companies operating globally all around the world. The Heico Companies has decided to utilize D365 to create some uniform platforms amongst all of our companies to help with efficiencies and reporting. The biggest training challenges that we've faced is the lack of time. People don't have time throughout the project to learn, to then to train, to learn how to be trainers. And so we've found that people feel very overwhelmed and don't really know where to start or what to do. In the past, we have been following more of the train the trainer approach. We've been using the project team to be able to learn the system and then train end users, come end user training and UAT. Because of the bandwidth of the project team, we decided to look outwards and create more of a blended learning approach where knowing that not in classroom training is always the best way to go, wanting different opportunities and different resources for our team. So as a part of the blended approach, we were looking for something that provided online training. And by coming to Summit and finding IBI training, we partnered with them to incorporate their training into our curriculum to allow people to have more self-paced opportunities for learning. We took a training strategy where we created a blended curriculum that went over 2 months. We incorporated the IBI platform in the first month to really allow people to have that 101 basic training, and in the second month to really dive deep into their functional roles to understand how their roles work within the system, and also cross-functionally how other roles kind of integrate into their own. The partnership build with IBI has been fantastic. I feel as though I'm never left on my own. I always have the right resources and coaching and conversations that's needed to really make this platform work for our company. Our team has loved it. I think what they love the most is that they're so small that they can do so many in a short period of time, and it makes them feel accomplished. They can do one in between meetings if they need, and if they need to refer back to something, it's not having to go through so many minutes and so many slides. It's very quick, it's very easy, and it's easy to digest. It allows our learners to be focused, which is what people need at this time. There's so many things that are coming at them at the same time. So to be able to kind of see that continuum of their role where every module builds on top of the one before, and you can see what you need to see at the right time. So you're not overwhelmed with all of the information, and people appreciated the fact that they went into the portal and they saw their role. So they felt more connected to it, but then they knew that they had access to everything else if they needed, but they at least went in and saw that curated content. I think the assessments were actually key, in the sense that we were not limiting them if they didn't pass. If they didn't pass, they were just provided with a little bit more context and were allowed to take the test over again. We didn't create any shame in not passing a test. It really allowed them to learn at their own pace. It allowed them to go back to understand why they made the mistakes and what they were, and learn from them in a different way. And I think people really appreciated that. I was able to go in there and see immediately who has taken training, who has not, how people were doing. And it was also very easy for me to train the leads within the company to be able to understand and read. And the biggest part was when we had steering committee meetings, we were able to very easily cut and paste the information. We didn't have to go into any kind of data analytics to be able to do that. It created more understanding and confidence within our team. You could definitely feel it in any of the design sessions with the implementation partners, where the people who went through the training had a larger voice and were able to speak up about different processes and be part of the conversation instead of sitting back and just listening. They have loved it. They're very scared that I'm going to take it away, and I keep reminding them that they have it throughout the whole project and as long as they need. And so the feedback has been extremely positive. One of our BPOs said that she couldn't believe how user-friendly it was. She was nervous. The experience that we had in the past of online training was very compliance-based, very heavy, and that was her expectation going in. And when she did a few courses through the IBI platform, she realized that it was very light, it was very airy, it was very easy, and she felt more comfortable to go in day after day. Start training early and often before the project even starts. Gain that knowledge level, that knowledge base of your project team so that they can be advocates for your business in every conversation that they have throughout this process, and make it continuous, make it fun, make sure that it's not stagnant, and make sure that you're meeting people where they are, that you're meeting their needs. and that you're not providing them with too much information at once, that everything is just in time. I would 100% recommend the IBI platform if you are going through an implementation. It allows your people to have a sense of autonomy in their learning process, which as adults is something that we all crave. And it also allows for you to have the sense of security for people going through the process, that you can see how they're doing, see how they're feeling, and create a lot of touch points to be able to understand how people are feeling consistently throughout the project.